Okay, so it's a beautiful afternoon and I'm going to see if I can steal a couple hours to try and get the motor started. Got the truck back in the shop, didn't get any more body work done. I got 4 hours last Saturday and 4 hours last Sunday. I did get the bulkhead and the tub, and I think I showed you, got about half the stuff painted, but I still have fenders and roof and a couple other bits to do. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun if we could try and get the motor started today. Got the fuel injection harness in. I just put a new distributor in because the distributor that was in there was pretty gungy and several of the little screws were stripped on it. So that's in. I think I have it aligned properly. We'll find out. Putting the plugs in. I had to order some really fancy little header plugs. I didn't know anything about this because actually this is the first vehicle I've ever had with headers. So I was able to order through, I forget where they came from, little short header plugs. And I need those because in here, the plugs basically sit with the terminals. Let me point the camera at what I'm showing you. The plugs basically sit with the terminals right against the header, so you need really tiny short ones, as well as a wire set with really short boots. So I'm putting that stuff in now, and we'll see how that all comes together. You have to take the headers off to put the plugs in. Well, you don't have to take them off, you just have to pull them out a little bit, which is fine because it's really not that hard. Anyway, check in. See ya. Okay, so I ran into a couple of snags. On the whole, setting up the injection harness was a piece of cake. All these weather pack connectors connected up really nice. Everything made sense. No problem. Except this. This is the manifold absolute pressure. And this is the sensor. And it's a 4 flat pin versus a 3 round pin. So I got to go try and find a different sensor for that. Likewise, I had asked my auto supplier for a 1-wire auction sensor. And the one that came in the box has 3 wires. So I can't connect that up either. But maybe the thing will bumble over without these sensors. I don't know. I haven't actually connected up the fuel yet, so I'm just going to toss a little raw gas down the inlet, which of course is not checking the injection at all, but it is checking the ignition side of things. So I just got to wire up the computer on the other side and we'll give this a little shot. I've already set up the starter and it cranks quite nicely. There we go. Actually, it almost sounded like it popped there. Is that possible? Anyway, see ya. Okay, nothing really too exotic here. Plug in the computer. These are the relays. One is the main relay and one's for the fuel pump. This is the connector for the OBD, onboard diagnostic, which I'm not going to be doing. So basically, there's just 2 wires to connect. One is the main power to the system, the big red one, and one is this pink one, which is the ignition. And they go through to power. Let's do just a little bit of gas down, old school. A little bit on that bank, a little bit on this bank, and crank it. I'm standing right outside. I haven't put this header back on, so if this starts, it'll blast me right in the face. There goes the compressor. And one thing's for sure, these cylinder bores are full of oil because I loaded them up with oil over the last couple of years because the engine hasn't been running. I put more oil in it before I started cranking it this morning. So I may have fouled the plugs really bad right off the bat. But anyway, timing may be off too. Who knows? We'll have a look. Okay, distributor wired wrong. It needs to be clockwise, not counterclockwise. Although you think it would have popped on too. But anyway, let's try again. Try a little more gas in here. That's a lot more. Holy crap. Let's not have an explosion. Alright, start wire. And rough. Might have to tinker a little. See ya. Well, I'm going to call it quits for today. I got to get back to work, but didn't go. Shame. But it may be that the manifold absolute pressure sensor does have to be connected up for the thing to go. It may also be that the one of these sensors in the fuel injection body detect fuel pressure. So perhaps without fuel pressure coming from the pump, it says no, there's no fuel pressure, I'm not even trying to go. That's how much I know about fuel injection. So I'll be a little more sensible tomorrow. I've just ordered a new map sensor and I'll get it in tomorrow. And I'll set up a fuel tank and the fuel pump, which I have. And we'll have another shot at it. See ya. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm going to have another start at trying this. Today I'll bother actually connecting up the fuel and the fuel pump, which will be good. And I have a new map sensor. the fuel lines, there's 2 fuel lines on the throttle body injection. I just put these back on. I'd hacked this off the truck, I'd taken it off. This is one, and on the other side, symmetrically opposite, is the other line. I'm assuming the large line is the inlet and the small line is the return. Large line being 3/8, small being 5/16. So I've put some rubber line on them, and I have them set up temporarily to the electric fuel pump here, which I've just bolted on here temporarily down to a gas can. What I really wanted to know, besides to see if I could start the engine, is if the pump would work this high above the fuel level, because I want to put the pump in the tool locker back here, basically right in under here, which makes it about 6 or 8 inches above. It'll be above this level here. I don't know if you can see in here. It'll be basically, the bottom of it will be at that level, and that's basically the top of the fuel tank, which is in here. And a lot of stuff I've read on the web says the gas fuel pump must be lower than the level of the fuel in the tank for self-priming, and I find that hard to believe in modern day and age. That wasn't a cheap pump. I'm pretty sure it can prime up 8 or 10 inches, and well, I just tried it and no problem at all. It just sucked the gas out of here in about 2 seconds. So what it did was pressurize the fuel injection and return back down to this line. I won't do it because I don't have enough hands, but if I put the power to it now, the pump will start for a moment. It's actually returning down that return line, and as soon as it comes up to pressure, the pump comes off, and we know that the system's primed. So no problem. The fuel has been going to the throttle body injection and back down the return line, so that much I know is correct. So if I can just get the ignition side of things done, we might be in pretty good shape. I still don't have a header on this side, so if it starts, it might be a little exciting. So I might put a kill switch on it really quick so I don't have to fumble around for wires. Anyway, let's see how it goes. See ya. Okay, so new oxygen sensor, new map sensor, new starter bolt. The starter was on with 1 bolt. I didn't even notice until I was watching the video last night from editing yesterday, and the starter motor's going tuk 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 tuk. You may have noticed that. But anyway, that's fixed up. Plugged up a few vacuum leaks that I had. I don't know how crucial that is for fuel injection. It should just figure it out, shouldn't it? But anyway, so I literally haven't tried it, so this may be it. Let's have a go. I put the header back on too, because if I'm going to have an oxygen sensor on this bank, it's not too meaningful if the exhaust isn't even going past it. Not that I think it matters much on startup, but again, what do I know about fuel injection? So, I put a little ignition switch in here, starts the pump. I have a start wire hanging off of here. Now, there's another wire you're supposed to connect up in the fuel injection to start it, and I don't know if it's required or... Anyway, we're going to try it with just the basic wire for now, and see what this does. That does nothing. Let's add this extra wire in, and frankly, it's either this green one or this tan one. One of them is the start wire, extra start wire, cranking wire, and one of them is the high idle wire, which I ordered specially. It's basically as if your air conditioning's on, but I thought it'd be nice when you're winching or something, you need extra charging capacity. Okay, let's try again. Okay, we're not doing too well. Let me see what I can figure out. See ya. Okay, so I'm back. Had to go deal with some work for a while, but I'm determined to get this running tonight. So I said, you know, old style, old school, what could the problem be? Well, I did put a new distributor in. What's that say to you? Yes, you're right. I put it in 180 degrees out of whack. How I did that, I don't know, because I was so careful. But anyway, I did. So we'll try again. I have not tried to start this motor. If it starts this time, you will have watched it start for the first time. Contact. Fuel pump, and let's go. So much for that. Anyway, we'll keep looking. Okay, so I finally figured something else out. I don't know why I assumed it, but I figured the power to the coil would come from the fuel injection harness, but it doesn't. It takes a trigger from the coil and the distributor, but actually you have to put your own power onto the coil to make it go. So we're going to try one more time. For those of you who get annoyed with people wiring their vehicles all with red wire, I'm doing everything today with black wire. But, you know, it's not camouflage or anything. So there's a reasonably good chance that this is it. Contact. And here we go. Let's have a look at the motor. Woo! Yeah, it's kind of smoky. But it started. Technically, it started first crank. Oh my God, that's fantastic. All right, well, there's a little oil in the bores, no doubt about it. And there's no water in it, so we can't do this for too much. But it friggin' started effectively first crank once I figured everything out. All right, we're done. We're one step closer. See you later.